Mr. Young and foreign.
Kick to the gut!
Kick to the gut.
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 Kick to the gut. Kick to the gut.
Kick to the gut.
Hey, kick to the gut.
Kick to the gut.
Kick to the Gut podcast.
Kick to the gut podcast.
Kick to the gut.
Your podcast sucks!
What's going on, baby? How are you holding up in this hot weather, my man?
I'm doing good. Whoa, check out this sweat.
Oh
Do you
my
see
God,
a
oh my-
familiar face?
Bro, why got so many guns all of a sudden, huh?
Oh, wait, a bit lower.
Hey.
Because cannot see statement over there at the side.
It's a SPW proof. That's the new SPW shirt, featuring Trexus and Statement. Of course, our guy, Trexus, right now representing Singapore all the way in the Performance Center.
Yes, newly signed to WWE. Well, apparently he has been there for quite a while. It's just that he has officially announced that he's been there at least going on 3 months already from what we've read.
Oh, no kidding. Okay, well,
Yeah,
good
yeah.
for him, man. I mean, we're all obviously very proud of him. And we can't wait to see him make big things happen over in NXT someday soon. In the meantime, though, what's up, baby? Yo, it's Mr. Young.
And it's foreign in the building, bro. Bro. The news cycle in wrestling never ends.
Okay, we have just so many things to talk about, and now that the WWE and AEW are back into live touring full swing, they are pulling out all the stops, bro. Surprises every single week just to get our attention. You gotta love it, and you gotta hope that they have the COVID situation under control. Every time, bro, I don't want to be a damper, right? But every time I see those crowds, I like, wow, not a mask in sight.
Yes, not a mask inside. Hopefully everyone's there is vaccinated. I
Bro,
hope.
what?
You know what I mean?
What Delta variant, bro? It doesn't
bro.
exist in the US, apparently.
Now got Delta, got Alpha, got Kenny Omega, bro. Got all the pi signs in the
shit.
world all involved, man, with the variant.
Y'all, thank you for hanging out on our live stream. We're starting a bit early today. If you're listening
Yes.
to this after the fact, well then, hey, thanks for downloading the podcast, right? And yes, we do a live stream every single Monday at 12 noon. Today, we're starting a bit early because I have a work commitment, so I have to end a little bit earlier. And because we're doing a watch along today, I wanted to be able to finish the full match, and also talk about everything we want to talk about.
Yes, man. Don't forget, guys. We all have full-time jobs as well. So this is technically a work day, a Monday. So, but we are still doing the podcast, on the download.
Or not download. This is during our lunchtime, bro.
Yes, correct.
This is how much we love.
Start early means we end our lunch break earlier. Don't play,
Exactly. That's why I got lunch meeting. Anyway, all that aside, though, the terrible weather aside, before we start things, though, this is a random question. Okay, random question.
course.
Nothing to do with WWE, but actually kind of have something to do with WWE. Are you watching the Olympics, bro?
Bro, I no choice. I have to watch the Olympics, bro.
Oh, to cover for work, is it?
Yes, I actually just released an article on the Olympics, on the people joining our on the people representing Singapore for the Olympics.
Team Singapore, nice.
Yes.
I feel like every time the Olympics come around, I will sit down and watch it with my family, just random, dinner time conversation.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's the same for you, but every time it's the Olympics, everyone becomes an expert at whatever sport they are watching. Always got comment, freaking artistic gymnastics. Whoa, that one I give 7. It's like, man, Dad, you know this, man, you do before, is it?
is this your conversation with your dad or something?
Yeah, when my dad and my mom, when we used to watch these things as a family, then that one not bad. She shouldn't try for heavier weight, weightlifting. I'm like, wow, y'all become experts, is it?
It's always the older generation. Always got something to comment, bro. It's not exclusive to sports, bro. They will suddenly become expert on anything. Everything that they see in the news.
Not just older generation. We are not ageist, okay? I find myself sometimes doing that. Say, okay, that because I watched boxing this weekend, right?
Okay,
Then I'm like, okay lah, that country win, and then the other country win, and then I paise. I like, shit.
Ayo.
I should have known.
Bro, Olympic boxing though, bro, it's a kind of a different breed, right? It's not. It's like amateur style. Right? It's a slightly different style. Am I right?
Technically, to qualify for the Olympics, you cannot be a professional. You have to maintain your amateur status, right? Plus, Olympic boxing is 3 rounds only. 3 rounds, not 12.
Okay. So then from that explanation, I'm guessing it's faster. The people are more, I don't know.
I would like I would like to think they are slightly more technical because you're not going to knock somebody out in 3 rounds. I mean, it is possible. It is done. But all the matches I watch, I don't think I saw a single knock out or not even a knockdown, let alone a knockout.
Okay. So technical meaning like, if they manage to hit them in the face, that's like a point, that kind of thing, right?
No. It's still the boxing system. It's still the same old system. You got judges. They judge 10-9 round, 10-8 round, that kind of thing. 10-10 round, 9-9 round, whatever the case may be. So,
okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting to watch, but like I was watching this morning judo as well.
And of course, Ronda Rousey used to be an Olympic judo medalist, bronze medalist, right?
Was it bronze? Yeah, I believe so. But yeah, just to watch all these different generations of the sport, and I have no idea how judo works, right? Just to see, okay, I understand. This is what they do. It's like, to me, oh my god, I have a plane flying by. Can you hear that?
Oh yeah, I hear all the way from Bedok, bro.
The rumbling. I wonder if they're practicing for NDP, bro, which has been moved back, by the way, to 21st of August.
Yes. Because currently we are living in phase 2 land here in Singapore. So back to where we were back in May.
Unfortunately. Let me give a big shout out to the trickster who just appeared in the chat.
Hey.
What's up, man? Podcast in the background while working. Hey, we appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Thanks for joining us so early, bro.
Yeah, that's why. And in case you miss any part of the podcast, remember, you can always download the audio version on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts as well. So
yes.
Okay.
Definitely, we were just talking about Olympics, right?
Yeah.
I wanted to say one more thing, bro.
Go ahead.
One thing I don't understand about Olympics, right, bro, is Olympics football, bro.
Why? Okay, why? What's wrong with that?
Okay. First of all, right, they had the weirdest rules,
Uh-huh.
and always the most random people end up in the finals. Like, got one time Korea won
Yeah.
the Olympics in football, bro.
I think that's because they don't send like the top tier. It's the same with like basketball, bro. Like I was watching Team USA lose to Team France. Like you think, wow, Team USA, they have all the big stars in the NBA.
Yes,
But then
correct.
I think they don't get all the major stars. They just get those who feel like, okay lah, I feel like representing my country.
So I always thought Olympic football is like, okay, they'll send the under 23s. It's supposed to be exclusively under 23 rules.
Right.
But you know or not, I give you an example. France, right? They send their young players, but they also send a one-time 36-year-old also to be part of the team.
Maybe
So
there's
it's
a formula, like you can only have X amount of pros.
Bro, it's underage players and over the hill players. Basically, the one that is not gonna be lighting up the Premier League, right? They will send for this competition.
Okay, there you go. So I mean, yeah, I guess it is what it is, right? Like I don't understand why they don't just send a fully stacked squad 1 year. Just okay, you know what? This year, our year, we're gonna win. And then freaking England go and send their like A team.
Yeah, and of course, this year just came fresh out of the Euro 2000, Euro 2020, right? So I saw some players from Euro 2020 that was starring in it also be part of the team here in the Olympics, and they look super shagged, bro. They haven't had their holiday since last season.
Oh yeah, because they are still tired from flying around in Euros. Trickster says there are more prominent football tournaments than the Olympics, like the Euros, the World Cup. Yeah, I would imagine that the Olympics, you just go to represent your country. You're probably not going to be paid as much as if you went for Euros or World Cup.
Of course, bro.
It's the money.
Course.
Money talks, baby. Money talks.
Yes, of course. Why would a big club release their best players to go halfway around the world to perform in Olympics, bro?
Yeah.
Why?
My thing with every single time the Olympics come around, they will add some sports, remove some sports. The previous Olympics, I remember the whole world bitching about it. They were thinking about removing wrestling. I'm not talking about pro wrestling. I'm talking about Greco-Roman Olympic wrestling.
Olympic wrestling, yes. Wasn't it the one that was taken away in Rio?
I think so, yeah.
Yes,
to me, that was like a huge sin because wrestling is literally like the first sport in the Olympics ever.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think the thing is people don't understand what is going on, and therefore they're like, maybe they don't have quite the audience. But I'm thinking with MMA being so prominent now, it's a different story. People understand, okay, what is going on. So I'm actually looking forward to watching the wrestling.
No, definitely. Hey, Olympic wrestling is not only part and parcel of like the history of the Olympics because it started out, like you said, one of the earlier sports that was established.
Motherfuckers be naked in the Colosseum rolling around trying to pin each other, bro. That's the real shit. I know it sounds a bit weird, but that's what they were doing. They were...
Bro, I'm pretty sure, bro, when Hercules, the legend of Hercules, I mean, he was training, I think he was wrestling with his friends also.
Oh, yeah. He probably had a loincloth, just one cloth around the balls, and just like not body slamming, but you're not trying to pin people down, bro.
You sure you're not watching sumo, bro? That was different. Loincloth all coming out. Okay, but the point I was trying to make is not only is it a well-known established sport, but it has a big collegiate scene, right?
Yeah.
Like growing up in the US, I mean, not that I would know anything, but people like Kurt Angle, Chad Gable represented US in the Olympics.
There you go.
So for them, right, wrestling is like, either I do wrestling or football or basketball in college. It's a normal thing.
Yeah, it's 100% normal thing. Talking about that too, like I'm trying to think. Trickster says Singapore should send Aiden Rex for wrestling in the Olympics. Ooh, do we? I'm pretty sure we have an Olympic team, right?
Yes, we do, bro. I'm pretty sure Aiden Rex won a couple of amateur wrestling championships here in Singapore.
But then, like for the Olympics, did they send a wrestling team or never send? Not
no.
good
For
enough.
this year, no, because for some reason, for my research, I had to write for my Wonder War articles.
Right.
I actually know which sports is going to be taking part in the Olympics for Singapore. Yeah, wrestling is not on it, right?
That's a bit sad. Like, maybe the team is not big enough. You need like at least a few people.
Yeah.
I'm just curious as to see. Like I watched a bit of surfing yesterday. I'm like, wow, I cannot say I got bored. It's like, okay, you guys got half an hour. Y'all go out into the waves and do tricks, and then whoever scored the most wins. So I'm like, wow, this is boring. So I'm like, I don't know if this is going to sustain. You know what I mean? Like
Of course, what we want to watch is like the fast, more exciting kind of sports, right?
So this time around, there's skateboarding, there's rock climbing, which is going to be interesting to watch lah. I think surfers will enjoy, but then again, the same can be said about any sport. You know, like the people who do it will enjoy it. It's just that, are there enough people doing it?
Yeah, I think for Singapore, most of us are going to be looking forward to swimming. Obviously, Joseph Schooling made history like 5 years ago, winning against Michael Phelps. Who can forget that crazy moment?
I thought Joseph Schooling didn't make it for this Olympics.
No, he is part of the Olympics setup, and he's actually defending his 100-meter butterfly.
All right,
this year, yeah. So they're sending quite a big swimming contingent. There's also badminton. There's shooting. It's a couple of interesting sports that Singapore is sending representatives for.
Shooting is another one I cannot watch. It's so boring.
Bro, why watch shooting when you can watch shooting on the movies, bro? More exciting, bro.
Yeah, more exciting, right? It's like literally a bunch of people. You know what they need to do? They need to put zombie heads instead of targets. Maybe that would be more interesting.
They want X Games, bro. X Games, extreme, bro.
You're right, by the way. Joseph Schooling tomorrow, 6:11 men's 100-meter freestyle. There you go.
I mean, okay. In the meantime, while Olympics is happening, you know what's my favorite Olympics related team when I tie it back to WWE?
What's that?
I posted it a couple of days ago. There was this one year during SummerSlam. They made the promos all Olympics based.
Yes.
Do you remember that?
Yes. And then you had Batista doing artistic gymnastics. You had
Eddie Guerrero at the 100-meter sprint, and when the whistle blew off, he basically attacked everyone. They can't move.
I love it when WWE takes whatever is happening in the world. Were the Olympics in the US in that year or what? Or where were they?
No, it was 2004, so it was in Athens.
Athens, okay. Yeah, but I love it when they take whatever is happening in real life and they spoof it lah. Like
yeah.
Like
when WrestleMania goes Hollywood, for example.
Oh yeah. They did like spoof of famous movies, right? So okay. Let's very quickly just remind everybody that what we're doing is we're watching No Mercy 2017, just the Cena Reigns match. Because of the current Cena Reigns feud that is going on, we decided, you know what? Let's relive their previous feud and see if it stacks up to this current feud. I mean, you can kind of guess what we're going to say. I don't think it stacks up, but we'll get there. So what we're going to need you to do, if you want to watch along with us right now, if you are listening on the podcast, you can pause the podcast to throw this out really quick, right? No Mercy 2017 in your WWE network, okay? Just load it up first. And you know how WWE Network has that feature where you can jump straight to the match?
Yeah. I'm gonna pull it out right now as well.
Yeah, do it. I'm just quickly taking a look at the match card. Miz versus Jason Jordan. Oh my God. Remember Kurt Angle's illegitimate child?
Oh, that could have gone somewhere. I mean, Jason Jordan is a hell of a talent.
Hey, he's still injured,
Yeah, bro. He had a life-threatening neck injury.
Oh my God.
So
okay.
I think it's like on the age level of seriousness. So we don't know when he's coming back or not.
Bray Wyatt versus Finn Balor. Interesting. The Bar versus Ambrose and Rollins. Wow. Fatal 5-way for the Women's Championship. I believe Alexa Bliss is the champion here. Neville versus Enzo Amore, both no longer WWE superstars, and Lesnar versus Strowman for the Universal Championship. Those are the matches that happened on this card.
I remember when they first announced this, they built it like a WrestleMania worthy main event because they had the Strowman Lesnar match. They had Cena Reigns.
Whatever. This is fucking no mercy WrestleMania. What?
Yeah, I know. That's why I was very curious, like why they chose such a random B level pay per view to showcase these matches. But from what I heard on a grapevine during that era, during that year, Cena was already getting calls from Hollywood, and there was already he was basically saying that his days in WWE is numbered. So they want to get all these dream matches, get it out of the way ASAP.
He was a busy man. Okay, you know what? Yeah. Trickster says you can watch the match on YouTube as well. So if you want to launch the match on YouTube, that's fine as well. Muhammad Zarfan, what's up? Who says Oh my god, Paul Heyman doing the John Cena intro. Wow, that's the best thing.
Okay, we got to talk about SmackDown as well, because there are implications to this watch along that we're doing.
Yeah, let's talk about it during the match itself when we are doing the watch along, because at the end of the day, I mean, we're not going to call the match, we're just going to react to it, right? So we can while the match is going on. Okay, are you ready, bro?
Yes, I am ready. So we have to put on to No Mercy 1 hour 37 minutes and 19 seconds. Am I the right space?
That's right. Yes, 1 hour 37. 18. Okay, once we hit play, you will hear John Cena's okay. So that's where we're starting. Yeah, that's where we're starting. Are you ready, bro?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's roll.
Countdown 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
Go. All right.
Now you hear his music.
Okay, Roman Reigns brought up a very good point, bro.
Yeah.
John Cena's shtick has been the same this last 15 years, bro. I don't see anything different from this 2017 John Cena and what we just saw this past week on Raw and SmackDown.
To quote Roman Reigns, it's like doing missionary every single night.
You know how boring that is, bro.
I wouldn't know, bro. I wouldn't know.
You should know more than me, bro. You're married. I'm not.
I know. No, I switch things up. Anyway, so I don't understand that. I don't know how. No, okay, anyway. I'm kidding. It's just jokes. Okay, so John Cena. Yeah, you're right. Like, I mean, he's... Okay, this time around, he's orange, bright neon orange. Now he's bright neon green. Never give up. Hustle, loyalty, respect. I mean... But do you want John Cena to change at this point?
He feels like his act is timeless really. It's like Hulk Hogan, right?
Yeah.
When you see Hulk Hogan come out, you want to hear him do like the call and response thing, the leg drop, the what you gonna do, brother? Stuff.
I think he's reached that point, and even if he wanted to, I'm sure he's alluded to in many interviews, he wouldn't mind going heel, right? But at this point, he's needed as a face, and he's the ultimate. We talked about this. We have to respect him. He's the ultimate company man. He'll do what is necessary for business.
Can I give a very interesting statistic, bro?
Sure.
John Cena right now is 44 years old, right?
Ooh, yeah.
Right? So he's been doing this for going almost on 20 years because he debuted in 2002. Hulk Hogan turned heel and created the NWO when he was 44 years old. I'm just saying that revitalized his career and gave him another like 5-6 years on top.
Okay, now... Just to counter that, right? John Cena doesn't need to revitalize his career. His career is just fine. He's in Hollywood movies. Look, Fast 9, freaking Suicide Squad. That shit is bigger than Thunder in Thunder in Paradise, whatever bullshit Hulk Hogan was doing. Yeah, whatever.
Suburban Commando. Bro.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? It's not like Hogan was lighting up Hollywood, like lighting Hollywood on fire or anything like that. But John Cena is.
Are you saying that he is already immortalized as a baby face? Like they can't turn him heel because he's too established in Hollywood?
Yeah. No, what I'm saying is he can turn heel if he wants. I'm sure he'll have fun with it. It just wouldn't have the same impact because like that whole NWO thing was lightning in a bottle, right? It will never happen again because he did it at the right time with the right people. If there weren't Hall and Nash, I don't think a heel Hogan would have been cool.
Yeah. Also, I agree with you. Right now, right, WWE needs John Cena as the babyface because they only have a top heel in Roman Reigns. Yeah. But they wouldn't have a top babyface for him to counter if he were to turn heel.
Exactly. Okay, now Roman Reigns is making his entrance, by the way. You hear the boos. This was the moment, this was the time when WWE was trying to push Roman like crazy. And the audience was shitting on that. So it's like Cena all over again. So that's a very interesting dynamic.
This was peak Roman Reigns hatred period,
Yes.
right? This is like right after he supposedly ended the Undertaker's career. He got booed the night right after WrestleMania.
And people were just not having it. The fans were like, no, we do not want your corporate champion. It's funny because right at the start, I don't know if you noticed, somebody held up a sign. Roman Reigns, the corporate champion.
And he also just went through a summer of getting his ass handed to him by Braun Strowman, and everyone was cheering for Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
And I remember very clearly during this period, there was a lot of chants about "you both suck," because both of them, had haters, John Cena and Roman Reigns. And of course, do you remember the promos back and forth between Roman Reigns and John Cena? Because John Cena said that I can do this part-time better than you can do this full-time.
Yo, John Cena buried Roman Reigns. And then, do you remember the Raw before this? One of the Raws before this main event, right? Roman Reigns paused for a moment or something like that. He had a moment where he forgot his lines. I don't know if he forgot or he just took a pause. But then John Cena fucking just laid into him. It's like, it's a promo, bro. Learn how to do it or something like that. I was like,
yeah, man.
Oh, So, I mean, John Cena at this point, he's like transcended kayfabe in a way where he's like, he knows how to play the game. He knows that the audience is smart.
One of my favorite lines from John Cena, like all-time favorite lines, is when I think he came out 2019 and I think he was confronted by Zelina Vega and Andrade.
Yeah.
And he said, maybe you forgot who I am. Let me reintroduce you to myself. My name is John Cena. You might know me from being John Cena.
Yeah.
His name is already such a well-known thing, right? An established brand.
Super.
And at this point in time, 2017, I think Roman Reigns has already proven himself in the ring. Like I think we've always known him as a good worker for his size.
Yeah.
But obviously he hasn't had a character that resonated with the audience. People were rejecting him like mad during this period.
Because also he's not like that indie darling, He's not that underdog guy. Like he's big enough that he's imposing, and WWE had been like pushing him down everybody's throats, like having him beat Undertaker. I think it was the whole like, you don't beat our legend as well. Yeah. We want Undertaker to be undefeated,
But even then, right, bro, you look at Roman Reigns, right? I mean, you look at him objectively. I'm trying to look at him from a casual perspective. Yeah. He has everything it takes to be a star. Like, you look at him, like, he looks like a very good-looking, can be like a actor, celebrity kind of face.
100%. Like, girls will be thirsty for him. Guys will be intimidated by him. It's the perfect combination.
Yeah, and I think he went through the Rock situation, right? When The Rock, everyone look at him, he know that he can be a star, but he just needed to find something to connect with the audience. And that's what makes this 2021 rivalry of Cena and Reigns very, very compelling, because he has found himself. He's been going crazy with the head of the table gimmick. He is basically the peak Roman Reigns. At this point in time, it's not yet. Well, John Cena is clearly on another level. Yeah,
you watch him right now, and his mannerisms is so interesting. It seems like he's like smiling. He's like, like, what is this? Who is this? A big shoulder tackle. Ooh.
Yeah, and of course he's still rocking the Shield vest, so he hasn't really gone away from the Shield character, and I think a lot of people gave him a stick for that because obviously Ambrose and Rollins moved on from that. He obviously still kept the Shield music up until this past year.
Does Cena look more swole here in 2017 than he did like recently?
Honestly, I can't tell because I think his body has always kind of never changed. You know how I know what changed about John Cena like this past week when he returned?
His hair
and his balding spot at the back of his head.
Bro, hey, every man goes through that. Don't need to call it out, my man.
I mean, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, I think he's lost a bit of, like, he hasn't been working out quite as much. I mean, he's still jacked. I'm just saying he's streamlined. Yeah, he's slightly more streamlined.
Okay, wait. What is John Cena doing walking away from the audience? And he's like calling it out. Like, are they booing him too much or something?
I think so, maybe. Oh,
very unlike John Cena to walk away from a match.
You know what he's trying to do, right? He's trying to get the crowd to cheer for Roman Reigns.
So he's playing a de facto heel.
Yeah, at the end of the day, right, he's here to put Roman Reigns over. He's here to do business, what's right for the business, and what's right is to put Roman Reigns over. So he realizes that the crowd is shitting on Roman Reigns. Okay, he's like, let's call it on the fly. Let's do some slightly heel tactics. Like,
This match dynamic is interesting though. It's like, who hates who less?
Yeah.
Like if you're the audience, it's not as if you're rooting specifically for someone. It's like, yeah, I prefer this guy a bit more than the other guy.
Yeah. Oh, okay, speaking of which, right, I don't know if you noticed this, but on Raw, in front of the live crowd, when Drew McIntyre came out, it's an interesting situation because when I think he took off his shirt. The second he took off his shirt, half boo, half cheer. You know who were cheering?
The women and the kids?
Yes, high pitch. Like, I noticed this immediately. Like, boo, the guys were booing Drew and the women were cheering Drew. So I'm like, could that be it? It's like this, the guys are jealous of Drew, but the women still love Drew because Drew is a big, handsome, hunky Scotsman. And the kids buy into the whole warrior with the sword shit, So it's kind of the same with John Cena with Roman Reigns, right?
You know what I think, right? If a performer, a wrestler can get mixed reactions from the crowd, like half boo, half cheer, I think that's already become like almost like a standard bearer of knowing like whether you're over with the audience.
Right.
To me, because I think ever since John Cena, right, he's really changed the perception of a top guy where I think it's more important that they make as much noise as possible. Doesn't matter whether they boo or cheer. Doesn't have to be universal.
Yeah.
Drew, I know why he's getting booed, right? Because I think his shtick has gotten like very predictable. He's the inspiring guy. I made it from nowhere. I was previously the chosen one. Then I've earned myself. Like, that story was well done and it was told, but he has really run its course. So we need newer stories from Drew going forward.
Right.
That's why this Jinder Mahal thing, this side feud, I think is good for him. Keeps him away from the title scene. One thing I wanted to say, right, is yes, we are getting Roman versus John Cena supposedly, right? When John Cena came back, but when he called out Roman Reigns and challenged him, Roman Reigns turned him down, and Finn Balor came out instead this past week on SmackDown.
That's right. And
so what does that mean, bro? What do you think that means for the situation?
It just means that WWE are trying to be they're cock teasing us lah. We all know that the main event, what people want to see will be Cena Reigns. And this is just the heel ducking the face. He's scared, blah, blah, blah. He's being a chicken shit heel. I feel, okay, and I know, like I said, we're getting ahead of ourselves because we want to talk about all these call-ups and returns, right? Yo, what's up, Lavin? How are you doing? Thanks for joining in the live chat, man. But at the end of the day, do we really believe that Finn Balor is going to pose a threat to Roman Reigns?
Yeah.
And
before anything, Lavin, we are watching, doing a watch along of Cena versus Reigns.
Yeah.
No Mercy 2017. I think the match was like, it's like 5 minutes in or 10 minutes in.
Yeah, we are at 1 hour, 48 minutes and 39 seconds, 40 seconds. Yes. So we are doing a watch along just to sort of catch up, see where they were and where we are now in terms of the feud. And like I said, previously, that they brought John Cena back to feud with Roman Reigns to give Roman Reigns the rub. Now, it's more of a dream match status, right? Because they both made it. They are both at peak.
Yeah, Roman Reigns has elevated himself to that. And I agree with you. I think, I applaud WWE because they're not going down the obvious route. They're taking a slight detour before SummerSlam. And if nothing else, right, bro? Because when Finn Balor came out and challenged Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns said yes, they didn't say at which date, at which time. They could have the match this week on SmackDown for all I know, right?
That's probably what's going to happen.
Yeah, or they can maybe something happens. It's like a cock finish, and like Finn Balor say like, you know what, I still deserve a rematch. Yeah, and then maybe Roman Reigns say, hey, go to the back of the line, and then it becomes it becomes Finn Balor versus John Cena for the number one contendership. Right.
So you have
to SummerSlam.
So you have a rather like convoluted road so that you keep things fresh, which is great, right? Okay, going back to the match, the No Mercy 2017 Reigns Cena match right now. It's okay. Like, I'm looking at Roman Reigns' face, right? I think he's actually surprised at the reaction he's getting. Look, he's like,
I can't really hear the reaction because I put my one quite low on low volume.
Same. No, but let's look at his face. He's like confused. He's like what the fuck?
Okay.
His acting
it's-
was worse. Let's. He's definitely improved in his facials.
Because at this point in time, we do not know what he's trying to be as a face, you know, because sometimes he shows his cocky side. Sometimes he try to be like the, you know, like shake the baby's head kind of baby face.
Shake the baby's head.
Yeah. How do you get ruffle the baby's head? You know what I
Hair.
mean?
Shake the baby's head. This is what I'm thinking, bro. Wow. What is this?
I think of what Batista said. Do you remember, like, when he was feuding against John Cena, he said, like, John Cena, you know, hugging fat girls and kissing babies.
Yeah. Lavin says Fox would probably want Cena v Reigns on SmackDown. That's what they would want. That's not what they're gonna get. The big money match is Reigns Cena lah. Let's not kid ourselves here. It's not gonna be on SmackDown.
Yeah, I mean, I know the TV has like the TV networks has more power and say ever since the multi-billion-dollar deal that they did, right? But I think Finn Balor and Cena, you know what Fox would get?
Yeah.
Fox would get John Cena's first official match after his 2-year return. Probably that's what he's gonna get.
But he's been also working the dark matches, as in after the show goes off the air.
Yes,
we
saw that 6-man match, right?
Yeah, he's wrestling like tags and stuff like that. So it's probably like a warm up lah. But yeah, I definitely wouldn't mind like Cena versus Balor to headline SmackDown for a couple of weeks before we get the main one, which is Reigns versus Cena Part 2.
If you think about it, right, bro, last time John Cena was on WWE TV was the Firefly Funhouse, which wasn't technically a match.
No, it was.
He didn't have a match at all in the whole of 2020 because he just came back for that feud. The last time he had a match was the first SmackDown of 2019. Remember when he teamed up with Becky Lynch?
Hold on, we're looking at the 5 moves of doom right now. Shoulder tackle, spin out power bomb.
You know, I've always been curious, bro. How does this move, right, always generate a reaction from the crowd?
Because they know
because of this part.
Yeah, like they know it's the precursor to the "You Can't See Me" and then the 5 knuckle shuffle, and then of course Roman Reigns.
Oh, Samoan drop. 2.
Okay, no. Booker T is on commentary, by the way, which I actually find very refreshing. I miss it.
Bro, Booker T low-key, right, is hilarious on commentary.
Oh, yeah, he is. Sometimes he says stupid stuff, but then when Corey Graves is like, what the hell? To me, that's quite funny.
Bro, stupid stuff like, shucky ducky quack quack.
Shucky ducky. Like, huh? What? It's good.
Yeah, they are pulling meat. They love the meat.
This looks damn like, what the fuck is this? No intensity in those short coastlines right there.
Oh, man. Okay, but I remember why I don't remember this match.
Why?
Because this match, right?
Boring, huh?
No, it didn't have a good crowd reaction.
No.
Because the crowd was very ambivalent towards both of them. Like, they're a bit heck care. And then secondly, obviously the B pay-per-view didn't help.
Nope.
You know, and I remember that they tried to build this match within 1 month. So it was randomly announced that they didn't work towards this match.
Yeah. But they probably thought that this match was quote unquote, you know, big enough. They don't really have to build towards it. Like, you talk about SummerSlam right now, right? Technically, we are only like a month away.
Yeah. But if you think about it, where they are in their careers right now, this happened after SummerSlam 2017, right? In SummerSlam 2017, John Cena faced Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
It was like a lower down the card match.
Yeah.
And Roman Reigns just got out of the title picture because he lost it to Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
I think there was like a fatal 5-way at SummerSlam. I remember that clearly because it was a really good match. So both of them, it's more of like they both got nothing to do and then they had that dream match. But as of now, this 2021 version, Roman Reigns is coming off the hottest run of his career as this heel.
Yeah.
John Cena is basically the star of 2 huge summer blockbuster movies. His name is like in pop culture right now. Fast 9, Suicide Squad. So I would say, now it's a dream match.
Yeah.
As of considered to this, where it was like one-off, like this guy veteran putting over a new star kind of match.
Yeah. 100% agree. Shadow is adamant that they're going to do this on Fox because of money. Why throw a big money match? But bro, I think you drunk, bro. You crazy. No,
Wait.
I do not agree with this.
This Shadow, as much as that seems like something that Fox and WWE would do, I don't think this is WCW where Goldberg and Hulk Hogan had that match on free TV. I think they will still have some sort of sense in them.
Yeah. If anything, if they do announce this match on SmackDown, it'll be a s'mores. Like you know, you're not gonna give away the big free match. I mean, big TV match.
Yeah, as I've discussed with Young, I think that the higher possibility is John Cena having his first match back before SummerSlam,
So-
fighting against Finn Balor.
Yeah, to qualify for the number one contendership lah.
Yeah.
Jason, how you doing, man? Thanks for dropping by the chat. What's up, Edison? Good to see you as well.
Yo, guys, we're having a party right here. We're having a watch along of
Yeah.
John Cena versus Roman Reigns in 2017. We are actually on the WWE Network right now, watching along,
Yeah.
giving live commentary at the same time.
1 hour 56 minutes. 1 hour 56 minutes. Roman Reigns just punched John Cena in the face. Okay, well, not really commentary lah. So we're sort of reliving this previous feud and comparing to what it is right now. Like,
Yeah.
okay, based on what Vince McMahon said or the dirt sheets have said, like how WWE wants to surprise the fans at every turn now that they're back live, right?
Yeah,
And the same goes for AEW as well. This is the time to bring back all the big stars because the crowds are back and you're gonna get the reactions you want, right?
We gotta talk about the rumors of AEW signing two big names. We'll probably talk about it later.
Yeah.
But you're right. Like, this is the best time for us to have surprises.
Yeah.
Of course, this past week there's been a couple of returns.
Yeah.
Chief among them, other than of course John Cena,
Yeah.
was Goldberg this past week on
Good
Raw.
Lord. Don't-
Yes, Goldberg.
No.
That is another topic on its own.
shit. Oh.
Keith Lee, bro, very random.
Yeah.
But he came back to lose to Bobby Lashley after, random open
We're
challenge.
getting ahead of ourselves here because we will talk about it after we are done with this Cena match with
Okay,
Roman
so
Reigns.
John Cena just had a close near fall, and you can see the kids in the arena all cheering for him.
Well, I mean, like we said, the girls and the women and the kids love John Cena. They will always love John Cena. He's colorful. He's charismatic. It's you know who it is. It's
What?
the salty. I think I know better because I read the dirt sheets kind of fans. That
Oh, okay. So John Cena just did a flying leg drop, but it got countered into a powerbomb by Roman Reigns.
It's pretty ugly. Anyway, Roman Reigns like, hoo-ah.
Oh.
Oh no! This is the
No. He's
Superman.
jerking off his hand.
Jerking. He's
Superman punch, right?
cocking his hand, loading for the big. Oh, die already. John Cena died. Of course
you know
not.
what I actually think is a very cool blockbuster signature move.
What?
The Superman punch.
What? Really?
Yeah. I mean, of course, like seeing
Bro.
it in MMA is cool.
You know what's better than the Superman punch?
What?
The orange punch.
Okay, now that looks a bit dumb because
Yeah.
it's coming from the size of
Yeah, some skinny
Orange
fool
Cassidy.
throwing. I mean, I'm sure it hurts if it really connects, but yeah, man, stop it, bro, stop it, right?
Yeah. Well, the thing about Roman Reigns, I think at this point in time is that he already has that one thing going for him, which is he already had a very recognizable move set. Everybody knows that when he does the Superman punch, where he goes for the spear, which is right now, I think he's prepping up for the spear. So at least I think for casuals, they can get into his match because they are like, okay, there's this couple of move set that he will do that I will know of,
Wait. Ooh-ah.
which he did at Hobbs and Shaw as well.
Oh, right, yeah. Oh, and he goes into the pose because John
Yeah.
Cena got out of the way. Like, I mean, we are not watching a technical masterpiece here. Let's be real,
Yeah.
And
But I think that John Cena has already mastered the ability to do a big match WWE main event type, this is what the style is.
yeah, and he is the type of guy that will take the time out to react to the audience, change the match on the fly. I guess a throwback to the time. I don't know how many of the wrestlers still do it, but how Stone Cold would always talk about they never script out their matches. They're just going based on what the audience is. Like, they'll have a skeleton, but that's about it, right?
Yeah. Well, John Cena, I think, is trying to bring Roman Reigns up for a top rope AA.
Super AA.
Yes. For Superman. Super AA for Superman. But I think Roman Reigns is a bit too heavy, but he's doing it.
Yeah. Can we all agree that him not doing that, whatever... Oh, Super A, and of course Roman Reigns is going to kick out.
2.
Yeah.
Oh, he kicked out.
Shock.
Okay.
Shock. Do you remember when he showed up after promoting in China for many months? he showed up with some new fucking back fist bullshit move.
Oh yeah, the lightning fist, right?
Oh, yeah, and then there was a Chinese name, and then Corey Graves kept trying to pronounce it, but it was just never right.
Wait, bro. Didn't he go to China to shoot a film with Jackie Chan or something?
I can't remember. It was like
Yeah, I know he did, but what happened to that thing? that production?
I don't know. I don't know what that was about.
Is it because of the shit that happened with him in Taiwan? Is that why there
Oh no
was no more?
That one was recent.
Yeah, I remember. You know why? Because I actually came. I watched John Cena live when he came to Melbourne, Australia, and he debuted that stupid finisher.
Oh yeah. That's
the
right.
lightning fist.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah, it was terrible. The sixth move of doom.
So wait. So now John Cena just came out of the ring and is clearing the announcer's table.
Yeah.
So very heel tendency, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like we said, like, you know, he's kind of the de facto heel.
I mean,
Because
if
he's
he
trying to
can't
put-
finish Roman Reigns off with a top rope AA, what's the next best thing, right? Throw him onto the table, lah.
Yeah lah. It has. You have to, you know, take it to the next level. And anyway, this like putting someone through a table is not really a heel move because that's what crowds want.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
it's
almost
a crowd pleasing move.
It's not so much a heel move, face move anymore. It's like a pop the crowd. Oh my god! Look at the fans there. They're like, oh my god, we're so close.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh! I think he's just brought it up for
Spear.
FP adjustment. Oh, it's a spear!
It looks like Roman Reigns DDT'd himself. Balls.
Holy crap!
Yeah. Oh, Jason said
Okay.
he was at the live show when Cena did the first move, the Fist of Doom, and had zero reaction.
Okay, when was that show, Jason? Was it a WWE Live on tour show?
Probably. I'm sorry, like it. First of all, it was a dumb looking move. He must have watched a lot of kung fu movies and thought that was cool, but it just doesn't work.
I think it came out at the same time where Chris Jericho debuted his Judas Effect.
No. Judas Effect came out later, and Judas Effect is a legit like fucking spinning elbow move, like a Muay Thai move, right? It just
Basically, John Cena think he like a kung fu master lah. He can give
Yeah.
a one punch and people die already.
yeah, One Punch Man or whatever lah, you know.
Okay, so I mean that was a cool spot when he did the spear into the table.
I mean, in terms of this match so far, does anything really stand out to you?
This reminds me of when Triple H and The Rock first face off for the Intercontinental title. You know, it's like it's a exciting kind of matchup, but you know both of them are not at their peak levels,
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like in terms of popularity or
Yeah, it's like John Cena versus Undertaker in 2003.
Right. Yeah. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Oh, can we also very quickly mention, because we're watching this on the WWE Network, right? The last pay-per-view, did you see all the complaints by Peacock customers where the matches were cutting out, they couldn't rewind, fast forward, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, so Peacock has this problem where if you log out or you want to sign back in, the match, like the pay-per-view starts again right at the beginning. So their user experience is really not as good as the original WWE Network.
Yeah, which is very weird to me because this is supposed to be like, you know, a big network, like they're obviously trying to compete with Netflix and stuff like that, right? So how can your user interface be shit like that, you know?
Then the fall lies on Peacock and NBC.
Yes,
AA.
And then roll over. Oh, he's gonna do a double AA.
Oh, okay.
Here we go. The power of Cena. And the cover, 1, 2. Roman Reigns kicks out.
Roman Reigns kicks out.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, he's done top rope AA. He's done a 2-time AA. This guy still kick out.
You know what he needs to do? An FU.
No, you know what he needs to do?
What?
This is when he should pull out the lightning fist.
Oh, good God. Yeah. And have Corey Graves butcher the Chinese language. Jason says he watched it at live show Manila 2016-2017. They did a tour of Australia at that time as well. So this is when he was making his like return law.
Yeah.
And he was debuting the move. And I'm glad that they realized it sucked balls and moved on with it.
Yeah, and of course Cena has at this point in time in 2017, even then, was already starting to have a part-time schedule.
Yeah. Huge.
Yeah.
Hugely, he was like moving away like from the product, doing movies and stuff like that. Look at the. did you see the look he gave him? Like, what the fuck, bro? What the fuck? Why you kick up, bro?
You know, as a WWE fan, right, I'm really happy for John Cena.
Oh, yeah.
That he's making it in Hollywood, you know?
Yeah. Like any time. Oh, big spear right now.
Oh, Superman punch into the spear.
Yeah, nice. And he picks up.
Lama, wait. Are you telling me that John Cena just lost because of a spear
Superman
and a Superman punch?
Well,
but Roman Reigns managed to kick out of like 3 AAs, all from different various heights. I mean, come on.
Bro, that's why the universe turned on Roman Reigns.
Wait, let me hear whether the crowd is booing or cheering. Oh,
it's
and the crowd just went mild.
Yeah. No, it's this like, what the hell? Like, you can see very clearly what WWE is trying to do, and you can see how the crowd feels about it. They're like, what?
Okay. I remember now, bro. One of the reasons why, and this, I also talked to fans during this period, right? Why they didn't like Roman Reigns was his matches kind of had like effect, you know?
Yeah.
There wasn't like John Cena had like the crowd reaction and like a bit of there's at least some sort of interaction.
Yeah.
But Roman Reigns, he didn't know how to control the crowd at this point in time.
Nope.
And his matches was a bit almost anticlimactic.
Yeah. So they were just moves. Well done, like, you know, nothing awful about his moves, right? They were well done moves, but they were just a set of moves that led to a finish. That was just Now you see him, and he's taking his time. His matches are kind of slow, but it's to build emotion. He's talking, you know, the whole like he's talking out loud.
He trash talk during his match. Because remember 2016, his main event against Triple H was boring as hell.
Yeah.
The Undertaker match was boring, but I think that was also because Undertaker couldn't perform. 2018, remember his match with Brock Lesnar? Everyone shat on that match.
Yeah. So maybe the thing, the trick with the magic bullet with Roman Reigns is he doesn't have to go and do a match move for move. He needs to take his time. He needs to milk emotion. It almost like a modern day version of a Hulk Hogan, where Hulk Hogan doesn't have a lot of technical moves. It's all very simple moves, but he's milking the crowd like half the time.
Okay, look at this, bro. Okay, so they raised up Roman Reigns' hand. He got booed, but now John Cena is back up to his feet, and they're both staring at each other.
I'm sure John Cena will like raise his hand, hug him, or some bullshit like that, just to put him over, pass the torch.
Yeah, like you did great, kid. You know.
Okay, let's. I want to hear the crowd. So it's half booze, half cheers,
Yeah.
Like,
let me increase the volume. I don't know whether this will.
It's like, I respect you. I respect you. See, he puts his. See, the crowd is booing. Cena just raised Roman's hand, and the crowd is booing, and Cena is like telling him, "Hey, don't worry about it, man. Don't worry. You got this shit, man. I love you. I'll see you at the back. Let's go for burritos afterwards." Okay, I just made that up.
What John Cena said was, "Bro, don't worry. 2 years from now, we'll be in Hobbs and Shaw, and I'll be in F9. We'll take over Fast and Furious instead."
Yes. Okay, so hey, Tovakin, what's up, man? How you doing? We just finished No Mercy 2017. If you guys are just joining us and you missed the watch along, don't worry. You can still listen to the podcast on demand once we load it up. Should be up by this evening, on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts, as you already know.
Or you can watch this on YouTube replay.
Yeah.
Please, guys, give us a like. I think if not wrong, we are on 85 subscribers. Hopefully before the end of the year, we get 100 subscribers. I know it's not very much comparable to other YouTubers, but we are slowly building this channel, right?
Absolutely. So hey, do us a favor, drop us a like and hit that share, hit subscribe if you haven't already. In the meantime, so we just wrapped up No Mercy 2017. Cena versus Reigns, right? Leading up to Cena versus Reigns, SummerSlam. We're gonna assume it is SummerSlam this year. Big
Unless
main
Finn
event.
Balor puts a spanner on those plans, lah.
Like we said, Finn Balor is probably going to be like a SmackDown thing. Okay, he's passing the curse of mixed reactions to Roman Reigns. Not now though. Now it's a totally different story. Like, okay, we just watched this match, right? It was mixed reactions both ways. In 2021, full-on cheers for John Cena, full-on boos for Roman Reigns. They've clearly grown. They're now in the perfect spot to fight each other.
I love it though. I really love the fact that that there is like a very distinct reaction for both performers. Can I just add one thing about Finn Balor?
Sure.
I think right WWE is doing a early tease of Roman versus Finn Balor so that post SummerSlam, Roman Reigns has a rival to carry him throughout the fall.
True.
Because obviously John Cena is not going to stay that long.
Yeah. Okay, so on to that then. Finn Balor, right? Comes back on SmackDown as vanilla. I'm sorry. Has anything about Finn Balor been interesting to you since his return? Other than getting in Roman Reigns' face or asking for that title shot? Like, he changed back to his babyface self. Yeah, he's back in his blue trunks. He's doing the giving a crap what the audience thinks, and there's no edge to him at all.
He didn't do that as the Prince, right? He didn't do that crowd thing, right?
Because as the Prince, he was just like, the finger guns, I'ma fuck you up, sort of a vibe. Like, he just let himself exude this badassery. Now, he's pandering to the crowd. So, you have to wonder, is this going to work?
Or maybe, I mean, I do not know, but maybe babyface Finn is just like a tease to kind of get the audience accustomed to him back on the main roster. Because, let's just assume NXT roster have NXT audiences following the show, but the main roster don't really follow NXT. We just assume. So what if he doesn't want to like come across with this new character and people are like, hey, what's this all about? Maybe he's just trying to get the casual audience used to him again on the main roster. Sure. Before he does his crazy ass turn to like as an anti-hero. That's what I'm thinking.
Right. And that makes sense. Plus, they need a face, not a heel. You already have your monster heel on SmackDown. Yeah. He needs to come back as a face, and I guess they think that, the thing is his face gimmick. I don't know. But to be honest, I feel like given his talent, he can pull off the Prince character but still be face. Just be a anti-hero face lah, like a badass, like whatever.
And one thing I think separated the Prince version of Finn Balor in NXT was that he was cutting these really badass hard-edged promos.
Yes.
And we haven't had a chance to see like Finn Balor doing those type of promos on the main roster. So I hope if he were to face against Roman Reigns, they will give him that chance.
Yeah, and here's the thing too, like when he comes out, right? You see the Prince logo and everything. So they're definitely like, I don't know, maybe this is just a marketing thing. They want to sell the Prince t-shirts and shit like that. But until he gets on the stick and really like burns Roman Reigns in a promo, I'm a bit cautious. Like, I don't expect a lot. This feels like a sub-feud before the main feud, which is Cena.
Yeah, which I believe if WWE plays it right, let him have this smiley version of Finn Balor face off against Roman Reigns at first. Yeah, Roman Reigns beats him and then goes on to face John Cena. Yeah. But then as he's licking his wounds, he brings back a harder edge post SummerSlam.
I mean, okay, here's the thing, right? And just seeing this unfold, this leads me to believe that maybe Cena won't be around on SmackDown for the next few weeks. Like, he showed up to start the feud. Now he's going to go back to Hollywood, do his thing. He doesn't have the time, right? So Finn carries the feud on until we're closer to SummerSlam. Then he comes back.
Yeah. I like it though. I like the fact that, bro, we know that SmackDown is clearly the better show at this point in time. But I'm really liking how the returns and having Cena on top, having Edge almost like a lower cut feud, and then having Big E as the Money in the Bank champion, having Finn Balor. It's a pretty stacked roster if you think about it on SmackDown.
A lot of exciting things to look forward to. And you just brought up Edge. Hidayah, how are you, by the way? Thanks for joining us. Remember, guys, if you missed any of it, you can always check out the video on YouTube or the audio on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We just did a watch along of Cena versus Reigns 2017.
And for those that missed it, check out my shirt.
Oh, yes. Look at that. Representing Singapore. It's Traxxas, and Statement is in that picture as well.
Yeah. Sorry, Statement. A bit smaller. So, but I'm not saying that he's small. I'm just saying that he's pretty low on the shirt.
Yeah, and the angle of the camera and everything. But okay, so we are talking about SmackDown, right? You mentioned Edge, Seth Rollins. Like, I want to see that match already. Like, that is gonna be off the charts. I don't like, and Seth's character right now is super irritating but super interesting too.
Yep. And they managed to bring in some history, and
Yeah.
I love it when WWE doesn't ignore history. Of course, they talk about in 2014 when Edge freshly retired with the short hair and all
Yeah.
that. He kena put in a very vulnerable position by Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
To bring back the authority, right? They threatened to like break his neck again,
Yeah,
blah blah blah. And now they're talking about how Edge said like you should have pulled the trigger then. Now that you didn't do it, you're gonna pay for that. And I love that continuity. As a wrestling fan, as a long-time wrestling fan, we appreciate these kind of things.
And as a match itself, it's one of those like, oh, I never knew I wanted this match until they got together. They started facing off and said, okay, this is gonna be a badass match considering what the two of them can do. So, I mean, to be honest, I don't think we need to talk much about it. Also, we need to kind of wrap things up because I do have a meeting at 1.
Oh no! Okay,
it's already 12:34. But yeah, that being said, the road to SummerSlam is looking very, very positive. Let's very quickly jump onto some of the call-ups, as it were. Just very fast reactions, okay? Knox and Blackheart.
Random as fuck.
Tony Storm coming in, beating Zelina. Okay, I'm very confused. They just got back Zelina Vega. She's done nothing but lose. And then Tony Storm comes in. To me, Tony Storm had so much potential after she won the Mae Young Classic. Then she went to NXT UK. And then when she properly came to NXT, she just kind of faded into the background. And
I always put Rhea Ripley and Tony Storm at the same level. But at one point in time, Rhea Ripley basically, went far ahead. And succeeded Tony Storm. So Tony Storm has a lot of catching up to do, but we can't deny she looks like a star.
Oh yeah, 100%. She looks like she has this new finisher as well, which is very interesting. So I guess time will tell. But from the debut was like, oh, you squashed Zelina Vega, who apparently was brought back to get squashed.
So I guess he's from Storm 0 to Storm 1, right? That's
oh god, yeah, sure. Talking about bringing people in to get squashed, here we go. Let's talk about Raw for a second. The return of Keith Lee. Okay, see, Keith Lee losing to Bobby Lashley, I'm not so upset about because it is the world champion. But that match wasn't like so close until he could have won. You know what I mean? It was I wouldn't call it a squash either, but to me it made Keith Lee look bad.
And also I have to also bring up the fact that they don't really match up that well to each other, in my opinion, right? Because Keith Lee is athletic, right? And I feel like he works better with smaller guys because I think he likes to show off his athleticism for his size. But when he's paired up against a big guy, it's supposed to be a horse match. It doesn't really come across that well, in my opinion.
Okay, you know who he had, Keith Lee that is, had his best series of matches with? Dominic Dijakovic, aka jobber retribution guy.
Yeah, I see that it's weird because Dijakovic is a big guy, but I think he's an athletic big guy.
No, he needs an athletic big guy like a Drew, like Shamus, or Cesaro to go up against.
Bobby is just a big heavyweight guy. He wrestles like a big heavyweight guy, so it's very lumbering, you know.
Yeah, Bobby is a powerhouse. Like, there's no doubt he is athletic, but visually that is not his style. He just smashes people, right? Meanwhile, like someone like Cesaro or like a Drew, they're actually very athletic big men. So I think Keith Lee matches up well to those guys, but not to the big lumbering folk. So that aside, then comes in fire breathing old man. I mean, Oldberg. And he just, all he says is "you're next" or whatever bullshit, right? Like, I'm sorry lah, I just roll my eyes so hard.
He popped the mic, bro. He screamed so hard, right? The mic popped.
Like, I don't care. I don't want. Like, oh my god, like I could care less. But okay, maybe that's just me being the annoying internet wrestling fan. Maybe the main, like your average audience sees this and go, oh, Legend versus Lashley. Why not?
Okay, if nothing else, I'm going to try to look at it at a positive spin, right? Bobby Lashley gets another cap under his feather.
Sure.
If Goldberg comes in this year, right, bro, just to lose to Drew McIntyre and lose to Bobby Lashley, I mean, he's doing his job. He's putting people over.
But it's going to be a shit match. It's not like Edge comes back and he can still go. You know? Yeah. It's like, dude, just like maybe not. Come on, I don't know.
Okay, I mean, let's put it that way, right? It's gonna be a shit match. It's gonna be a short match, right?
Squash.
If that means more time for Reigns and Cena and Edge and Rollins, I mean, I'll take that, bro.
So are we saying that their entrances up is probably like their entrances together is probably going to be longer than the freaking match? The match is going to come in spear, botch, jackhammer, Lashley kicks out, Dominator, hurt lock, endgame.
Bro, you just call the match, bro. And it's not even a spoiler. It's not even a prediction, it's a spoiler. That's exactly what's gonna happen.
Okay, maybe Goldberg tapping out would be a huge moment because I don't think he's ever tapped out. Because he's indestructible.
He passes out.
Oh, he passes. Yeah. I think maybe okay for his ego. Yeah, he passes out instead of tapping out from the hurt lock. That's the only way I can see this going. Because if they have a back and forth, you know it's gonna be a stinker.
Yeah. Okay, you know what? If Goldberg loses in that way and passes out, I'll give him credit. I'll be like, hey, you know what? Goldberg, you came back. To lose like that, give it to you.
Yeah. Okay, Ken, come. Let's move on then. This makes me sad. Okay.
What?
I refuse to believe that Vince McMahon is punishing NXT. Because why would you? Why would you make your other product shit? But you can't refute the evidence here. Karrion Kross. Look, first of all, you've heard me talk about Karrion Kross and how I find him completely bland in NXT right now. He's one of the worst NXT champions ever, right? And then you bring him to Raw on this bland streak without the best thing about him, which is Scarlett. You have him do his stupid whatever bullshit facials. And you have him lose to Jeff Hardy, who hasn't been relevant since God knows when. Okay. Hang on.
Yeah.
To me, the only way this can work is every week from now, Karrion Kross absolutely annihilates Jeff Hardy. Like in horrible, disgusting, grotesque ways. Every week. Every week.
He warned him though. He did, right? At the end of the match, he said like, you just made the biggest mistake of your life. So I hope that's where they're going.
Yes.
Even the nostalgia pop of Jeff Hardy bringing back No More Words, right, bro? It's not enough for this. No. It's not enough justification for this, bro.
To be honest, I didn't care that he brought back that music. I was like, oh, okay, whatever. The fact that right after that, he beat Karrion Kross, the up-and-comer, I'm like, okay. Like, obviously, the setup is Karrion Kross is going to make Jeff Hardy's life hell week in and week out, right? But this is not a good way to introduce a new talent who's supposed to be this menacing, dominating character. Okay, you know what? I think I kind of figure out what my problem is visually with Karrion Kross now.
What is it? The Spartan underwear?
No. I'm fine with the Spartan underwear. The like almost like a skirt thing. I'm actually cool with that. Look at him. He's bald. He has a bit of a goatee. He's sporting a tattoo over his right pec. Who does he look like?
White guy Rock.
He looks like a bland white Rock. That's you know what? I think that is the problem, and he doesn't have the charismatic facials. So every time I see him, I'm like, oh, something's off. Like bro, I don't know why I can't.
He only got one look, bro.
Yeah.
That's the only look he has.
Like, how is a guy who's way smaller in Finn Balor more intimidating than him?
Who are you talking about as way smaller than Finn Balor?
Finn Balor? No. As in, Finn Balor is more intimidating than Karrion Kross. Fucking Adam Cole, dad bod Adam Cole is more intimidating than Karrion Kross.
Tommaso Ciampa is smaller size but looks more intimidating than Karrion Kross.
I cannot. Like, I hate shitting on a guy who's obviously trying to make it work, right? But it's not working.
But credit where it's due. At least they're making him interesting and menacing on NXT with whatever he's doing with Samoa Joe.
Right. He killed William Regal apparently.
Yeah. William Regal is dead, guy. Rest in peace.
Toy. I don't know where this is leading to. Maybe Samoa Joe versus Karrion Kross and
okay. If the payoff is Samoa Joe winning the NXT title again, at the expense of Karrion Kross so that he can move up to the main roster, I like it. I like that. I like that fact. So and of course Samoa Joe is doing great work in NXT. Doesn't matter who he's up against. I'm just happy that he's killing in NXT as being restored the same amount of respect that he used to be.
Okay, so question: do we give the title to Samoa Joe and then he will pass it off to someone else in the future instead of having Karrion Kross lose it because you want to keep Karrion hot even though he's ice cold?
I think Karrion Kross, the experiment with him as NXT champion is done. I don't think anybody wants to see him as NXT champion again.
Okay, so why isn't Scarlett on Raw with him?
I do not know. I really do not know because I think it's a stupid move not having her together with him.
Okay, remember you brought this up last week. Are they afraid of making the Sable Mark Mero mistake, where Sable becomes the star? So we're like, okay, we know that might happen. It's happened before. Let's instead bring Karrion Kross by himself. Let Scarlett be on NXT for a while.
Nobody that I've heard or talked to said that Karrion Kross is more interesting than Scarlett.
No, because he's not. He's really Anyway, okay.
Okay, for example, right, you see Karrion Kross, right, you know everything that you need to know about him just based on that one time you see him.
Yeah.
But Scarlett, right, you want to know more about her because I feel like there's more that she can offer.
Yeah, like what is she about? Why is she, the way she is? Why is she infatuated with the most boring man on NXT?
That is a legitimate question, bro. We want to know why.
Anyway, okay. On to the hottest topic in pro wrestling. We have about 7 minutes, so I apologize, but work is work, right? So Daniel Bryan, CM Punk, the rumor is, it's all rumor and innuendo, but it's very strong, apparently, this rumor that they are going to AEW. In fact, the rumor is that CM Punk has already signed.
Bro, very reliable sources, Fightful Select, a couple of people that have broken news on signings. Like there was this one guy that broke the news on Big Show, on Sting. So this is really, really legitimate sources, right? Ooh. Okay, let's just break it down really, really quick. Bryan Danielson, now we have to keep referring him to Bryan Danielson, right? Legitimately has his contract expired. He is a free agent for real. Yeah. And I think at the point in his career right now, he wants a lighter schedule. Yeah. He still has harboring dreams of performing in Japan and having a stint in New Japan. And he wants to be given the opportunity to work with younger talent. So what doesn't that make a lot of sense going to AEW?
Yeah, AEW makes a lot of sense. And it looks like they don't really care about the whole relationship stuff. You got Zelina Vega, Aleister Black, you got who else? Charlotte Flair, Andrade El Idolo. So it seems like WWE is quite chill with that. He's not burning any bridges by going over. So I think
and Daniel Bryan, having come out through the indies, right? For him, AEW is actually a better stylistic fit.
Yes.
Who doesn't want to see Bryan Danielson versus Kenny Omega? Tell me.
Exactly. So, and there are a lot of dream matches, plus CM Punk versus Daniel Bryan in AEW. Look, CM Punk, I'm sure, is itching to come back at some point. And Tony Khan, worst booker of 2020, but he got the cash to make this shit happen, so he's gonna make it happen.
Everyone knows CM Punk is the only signing that can actually move the needle in terms of mainstream coverage if he goes to AEW. He's that one big guy, like even 2 years ago when they first started, like, is CM Punk coming to AEW? And here's one interesting stat. The fact that both of them more or less can keep their main names. Bryan Danielson, obviously people know from the indies, but CM Punk has license to his name. So he's not going to be controlled by WWE. He won't change his name to Phil Brooks when he's wrestling. And one more thing, bro, both their music can be licensed out regardless of the promotion. Because Flights of the Valkyrie, which is of course where Daniel Bryan got his so-called remix of his theme, and Cult of Personality. Interesting fact, Living Colour just follow AEW on Instagram. I'm just saying.
Wow. Could they make it more obvious?
Another very obvious stat. CM Punk just posted on Instagram story, which made the whole world went crazy on wrestling. The theme song for the Chicago Bulls entrance music. Alan Parsons. Do you know that song?
Not really, but I saw the post about it. And isn't one of the AEW events in Chicago?
All Out. September. So that's going to be the next big one. And the AEW just trademark this term First Dance, which is of course a play on The Last Dance, which is the Chicago Bulls team. So I don't know whether people are putting in too much shit or it's just CM Punk stirring the pot. But think about it. People has been calling CM Punk to come back to wrestling for years. It's never going away, bro.
Look, I wouldn't be surprised right now. They managed to pull over Big Show, Chris Jericho, Mark Henry, people we thought would never leave the WWE, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. And I think it'll be a good thing for it to happen because it just means competition, which means WWE has to step up. And that's
Cena versus Bryan in ROH, Cena versus Bryan in WWE, and now Cena versus Bryan in AEW. You know,
Cena.
It makes
you mean CM Punk?
Sorry, CM Punk. So yeah, it makes a lot of sense. And now I think it's more of like, let's wait and see. We won't believe it until we see with our own eyes. But I mean, the wrestling news cycle makes it so interesting,
It's
knowing
crazy.
that this might happen.
I love it. I love it. You know, it's a great. Well, it's been a great time to be a wrestling fan for the past few years. The pandemic sort of put a damper onto things because let's face it, like it's been hard to watch all products. To be honest, they came in waves, but now it's like every product is firing on all cylinders. Let's go.
Yes. Yeah, man. I gotta mention one last quick thing. Obviously last week's Slammiversary, Jay White coming in to Impact and challenging Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
So right now I feel like you said, all promotions are firing on all cylinders, trying to get as much attention and eyeballs to their product.
Yeah.
It's a good time to be a wrestling fan, as of course we always say it every week, but I really mean it this time around.
But it's not a good time to be a health official in those states.
Tell you, just one COVID case from all these live shows died out.
Delta, bro, Delta. Oh shit. Okay, let's not put a damper on things. Let's just say it's an awesome time to be a wrestling fan, and we'll keep our eyes on all the products.
Yeah, man. And of course, we're going through the road of SummerSlam in the next couple of weeks. So I think we might be having a lot of SummerSlam memories going forward in the next couple of weeks. So stay tuned for that.
Absolutely. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching the live stream. As always, every Monday, today we started a bit early, but every Monday, 12 noon, we come on live to do the show. And if you miss any part of it, you can always listen to the podcast on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts. And of course, check out the replay on YouTube as well if you want to see our beautiful faces while we talk about pro wrestling. All right.
Yeah, man.
It's time for us to go because I have like unfortunate work stuff to deal with. But thank you very much.
All good, Mr. Young. All good.
Thank you so much for hanging out. As always, it's Mr. Young.
And it's Foreign in the building. Have a good week ahead.
Yeah.